honestly, even saying that out loud makes my heart beat faster. I don't know why it's so hard to express something that feels so real, so deep. But every time I wanted to say it, something inside me froze. Maybe because I didn't want to scare you away. Maybe because I didn't want you to think I was saying it, just to make you smile. But tonight, I can't hold it back anymore. I need you to hear this. I need you to feel it. The way it's been sitting quietly inside me for so long. You know what's strange? From the first time I came across you, your voice, your presence, your energy, something shifted in me. I didn't plan it. I didn't expect it. But suddenly, everything started reminding me of you. The songs I used to love started sounding like they were written for you. The evenings got quieter, not because I was alone, but because my thoughts became louder, all of them about you. And it's not just attraction or curiosity. It's something gentler, deeper, the kind that doesn't rush, doesn't demand, just feels. The kind that sneaks into your heart slowly, until one day you realize you can't imagine a single day without it. That's where I am right now, caught between the fear of saying too much and the pain of saying nothing at all. I've always told myself that maybe you wouldn't feel the same way. Maybe you'd just smile politely, say thank you, and move on with your life. And that thought used to stop me every single time. But then, there are these moments when I see the way you look at things, the way you care, the way you love. And I can't help but think, maybe she feels it too. Maybe you sense it in my silence, in the pauses between my words, in the way I always sound a little softer when I talk about you. You have no idea how many times I've typed out messages, stared at them, and deleted them because the words never felt enough. I didn't want to sound desperate or dramatic. I just wanted to be honest. But how do you put something so big, so real, into simple words? How do you explain that someone's presence, even from a distance, can change the entire rhythm of your heart? There were nights when I'd lie awake, scrolling through old conversations, small moments, pictures, just trying to feel close to you in some way. And even though I couldn't say it, my heart kept whispering it over and over again. I miss her. You see, it's not that I fell in love instantly. It's that every little thing you did, the way you laughed, the way you cared, the way you looked at the world, it all built up quietly until I realized it's not just admiration anymore. It's something much stronger. And maybe I'm not supposed to say this. Maybe it's too soon, or maybe it's too late. But I think I've loved you for a while now. Not the kind of love that demands attention or promises anything it can't keep, but the kind that respects you, cherishes you, and prays for your happiness even when I'm not a part of it. You know that look you get when you're lost in thought. The one where you're half smiling, half sad. That's the look that stays with me. It's the one that makes me want to protect you from every storm, every heartbreak, every silent pain that you hide behind that brave face. I wish you could see yourself the way I see you. I wish you knew how much beauty there is in your soul, how your kindness could change a person's entire day. Sometimes I imagine what it would feel like if I could tell you all this in person. If I could look into your eyes and just say you mean more to me than you'll ever understand. I wonder if you'd smile shyly, if your eyes would soften the way they always do when you're trying to hide emotion. I'd probably stumble over my words, laugh nervously, maybe even go quiet halfway through because every word would suddenly feel too small for what I feel inside. And maybe that's why I've been silent for so long, because I didn't want to ruin something pure with words that could never be enough. But the truth is, silence has started to hurt more than fear ever did. Keeping it all inside has become heavier than the risk of rejection. I just need you to know. I see you. I notice every little thing about you. I care in ways I've never cared before. And I've been too shy to tell you, but I think my heart already told you 1,000 times. Just not in words. You know what else I've realized? You've changed me. Without even trying, you've made me softer, more patient, more alive. I notice beauty in the smallest things now. The sound of rain, the glow of city lights, the warmth of morning sunlight, all of it feels different. Because every beautiful thing I see now reminds me of you. And sometimes I catch myself smiling for no reason. And then I remember, it's always you. It's always been you. And maybe that's the part that scares me. The always, because it means this isn't just a passing feeling. It's something permanent. Something that settled into my heart and made a home there. And even if we never share the same space, even if our paths never fully cross the way I wish they would, I know I'll still carry you inside me. You've become a part of my peace, a part of my story. The quiet kind of love that doesn't fade with distance or time. If I could, I'd tell you how often I've imagined what it would be like to hold your hand. Not to own it, not to possess it, but to simply feel that quiet connection that says, I'm here, I see you. I'd tell you how I dream of just sitting with you. No words, no rush. Just that peaceful silence, where everything makes sense without being said. I know you've been hurt before. I know there are walls around your heart that you've built to keep yourself safe, and I respect that. I don't want to break them. I just want to be the reason you start believing again. I want to show you that love doesn't always have to be painful or uncertain. Sometimes it's just someone who chooses you quietly, consistently, without expecting anything in return. You deserve that kind of love. The one that doesn't confuse you, doesn't make you doubt your worth, doesn't leave when things get hard. You deserve the kind of love that feels like home. And maybe that's all I've been trying to say, that if one day you're ready, I'd like to be that home for you. But for now, I just need you to know, I'm here. I've always been here, even when I didn't say it, even when I was too shy to admit it. My silence was never emptiness. It was love in its quietest form. And maybe someday, when you're ready to hear it, I'll finally tell you everything I've been holding inside. But until then, just remember this. Every time you feel alone, every time you doubt yourself, there's someone out here thinking about you, wishing you peace, and hoping you know how deeply you're loved, even from afar. You know, when I started talking to you that night, I didn't think I'd end up here, saying all this, feeling all this. But I guess some truths can't stay hidden forever. I've been holding something inside for so long, trying to act normal, pretending like I'm fine, pretending like I just see you as a friend, but I can't anymore. The truth is, you've changed the way I see everything, the way I see connection, love, even silence. Every time you spoke to me, it was like something inside me softened. You didn't even have to try. You just had this natural warmth that made me want to open up. I don't know how to explain it, but your presence feels like peace to me. I can talk to you about anything, and somehow it feels safe. That doesn't happen often, you know? Most people just hear you. They don't listen. But you do. You listen even when I don't say a word. You feel things that others can't. And that's what scares me. Because I think you already know what I've been too shy to say. It's you. It's always been you. I catch myself thinking about you in the most random moments. When I'm working, when I'm about to sleep, even when I'm supposed to be focused on something else. I'll see something simple. A sunset, a song, a small smile on someone's face. And you appear in my mind like a quiet whisper. It's not loud, not overwhelming, but it's constant. Like my heart just decided that you're its home, and no matter how far I go, I'll always find my way back to you. And sometimes I wonder, do you feel it too? When I message you late at night, when I go quiet mid-conversation, because I don't know how to put my feelings into words, do you sense it? Do you feel the way my heart skips when I see your name pop up on my screen? Because it's crazy how something as simple as your message can make my entire day feel lighter. You have no idea how many times I've written and deleted what I wanted to say to you. I've typed paragraphs that I could never send. Every word felt too much, too risky, too honest. But tonight, I can't hold it in anymore. You deserve to know. You deserve to know that you've become someone I think about before I fall asleep, and someone I pray for without even realizing it. I still remember that one night. You probably don't, but you were talking about something small, something normal. And I was just staring at your words on the screen, realizing that I was smiling for no reason. That was the moment I knew I was gone. I didn't fall for you with fireworks or sudden rushes. I fell for you quietly, slowly, like how dawn replaces the dark, soft, natural, and impossible to stop. Sometimes I wish I could look at you and just say it. Look you in the eyes and tell you how deeply I feel for you. But something always stops me. Maybe it's fear. Fear that you'll pull away. Fear that I'll ruin the beautiful bond we already have. Or maybe it's because a part of me enjoys this silent closeness, this space where everything between us is unspoken but still real. You know, that kind of connection, where even without words, your hearts still understand each other. That's what we had. And it's strange because I don't even need to touch you to feel you. You're just there, in the air I breathe, in the songs I hear, in the late night quiet when everything else fades. There's this invisible thread between us, and no matter how far you are, it never breaks. I can feel when you're sad. I can sense when you're distant, and I can always tell when you're smiling. It's like my heart recognizes it. Sometimes I imagine what it would be like if you were here right now. Just you and me, sitting quietly, no filters, no pretenses, just the truth between us. I wouldn't need grand gestures or perfect words. I'd just hold your hand, let our silence do the talking, and let you know that you're safe with me, that I've never wanted anything from you, except your happiness. You know what's crazy? You've taught me more about love without even trying. You showed me that love doesn't have to be loud to be real. It doesn't need to be dramatic. Sometimes it's just being there. It's checking in. It's caring quietly. And I think that's why I fell so hard. Because everything about you feels genuine. There's no pretending with you. I remember you once told me you didn't think you were special. You said you were just an ordinary person trying to figure things out. And I wanted to scream. You have no idea how extraordinary you are. You don't see what I see. You don't realize the way your energy fills a room, or how your laugh could pull someone out of their darkest day. You've done that for me without even knowing. Every time I think of telling you, my heart races. I get scared. Not because I doubt my feelings, but because I care too much. I don't want to lose what we already have. But at the same time, pretending like I don't feel this way feels like lying to both of us. I can't unlove you. I can't unsee the way you've become the calm in my chaos. Do you ever think about what it would be like if things were different? If timing wasn't such a cruel thing? If distance didn't exist? Sometimes I imagine it, waking up and seeing you next to me, starting our mornings with coffee and quiet talks, sharing simple moments that feel like forever. You'd probably laugh at how easily I could get lost in your eyes, or how I'd find excuses just to be near you. You don't know how many times I've looked at your photos and smiled like an idiot. Not because of how you look, though you're beautiful, you really are, but because every picture feels like a memory I was supposed to be in. Every smile of yours makes me wish I could have been the reason behind it. There's something I need to confess. I've been scared to lose you, even before I've had you. Isn't that strange? How can someone fear losing something they never owned? But that's what you've done to me. You've made me care beyond logic. You've made me realize that love isn't about possession, it's about connection. And what I feel for you, it's not something I can switch off. If you're listening to this right now, I want you to know something. No matter how things go, no matter what happens between us, I'll always be thankful that you exist. You've changed me in ways you can't imagine. You've reminded me that even in a world full of noise, one person's voice can make everything quiet. Maybe I'm still too shy to say everything. Maybe I'll still hold back a little. But please know, every word I speak to you carries a part of my heart. Every time I say your name, I mean it. And every time I go quiet, it's not because I have nothing to say. It's because I'm overwhelmed by how much I feel. And maybe one day, when the time is right, when my heart finally finds the courage it's been searching for, I'll tell you everything. Not through a message, not through a screen, but standing right in front of you. Until then, I'll just keep hoping that somehow, deep inside, you already know what I've been too shy to say all along. You know, every time I close my eyes, it's like I see you there. Not in some dream or fantasy, but in this quiet, almost sacred space that feels like home. I can almost feel the warmth of your presence, even when you're miles away. It's strange, isn't it? How someone can become such a big part of your life without even realizing it. That's what you've done to me. You've quietly walked into my heart and settled there, and no matter how hard I try, I can't imagine a day without thinking about you. I've been replaying our conversations lately. Every laugh, every pause, every word you said that made me stop and think. Sometimes I scroll up just to read your messages again, not because of what you said, but because of how they made me feel. It's like your words have this kind of warmth that stays with me, even long after I've closed my phone. You have that effect on me, this calmness that I can't explain, this comfort that no one else gives me. You know what's funny? I never planned for any of this. I never sat there and thought, I'm going to fall for her. It just happened. Slowly, naturally, quietly. And maybe that's why it feels so real. Because I didn't expect it. I didn't prepare for it. You just came into my life like a whisper. And now you're all I hear. Sometimes I wonder if you think about me the way I think about you. Like when you're sitting by the window watching the rain fall. Do I cross your mind? When you're scrolling through your phone late at night, half asleep, do you ever stop on our chat and smile for a second before closing it? Because I do that almost every night. And I smile like an idiot, just thinking about how someone as amazing as you even talks to me. There's this strange feeling that comes over me whenever you go silent for a while. It's like everything around me gets quieter too. I start wondering what you're doing, how your day went, if you're okay. It's not obsession. No, it's just care. Real, genuine care. You've become someone I look out for, someone I pray for, even when you don't ask. And sometimes when I can't sleep, I close my eyes and just imagine you smiling. Somehow that image alone gives me peace. You know, I think what made me fall for you wasn't the way you look, though you're beautiful more than you'll ever believe. It was your energy, the way you speak with kindness, even when you're tired, the way you laugh, like you've learned to find joy, even after all the pain. You have this strength that doesn't shout. It whispers, softly but powerfully. And I see it. I see you. There's something about you that pulls me in every single time. I could be having the worst day, everything falling apart, and one message from you changes everything. It's like you have this magic in you that touches things and makes them better. And I can't explain it. I don't even think you realize how much light you carry inside you. Sometimes I imagine the day I'll finally get to see you in person. No screens, no distance, no hesitation. Just you, standing there, maybe with that same smile I've always pictured. I think I'd freeze for a second just trying to take in that moment, because how do you prepare for something you've dreamed about so long? I think I'd just look at you quietly, memorizing everything, the way you breathe, the way you look at me, the way time would feel slower in that second. And I'd probably be nervous. Not because I don't know what to say, but because I'd want to say everything. I'd want to tell you how long I've been holding all this in. How many times I stopped myself from saying I love you because I was scared of losing you. How many nights I've thought about what it would be like just to hold your hand and walk beside you, saying nothing, because the silence would already say everything. But before I even say a word, I know you'd already understand. You've always understood me, even in silence. That's what makes you so different. You listen beyond words. You feel things deeply. You don't just hear what's said, you hear what's meant. And that's rare. That's something I can't find anywhere else. You know what I've realized? Love doesn't always have to be confessed loudly. Sometimes it's hidden in the little moments. Like when I stay up late just to reply to your message. Even when I'm tired, or when I read your texts over and over, smiling every single time. Or when I start a sentence and stop halfway because my heart gets too full to continue. That's what you do to me. You make my emotions overflow quietly, beautifully, uncontrollably. And maybe that's why I've been shy. Because feelings like this aren't easy to put into words. How do I explain that you're not just someone special, you're the person I feel connected to without even needing reasons? You don't fit into a simple explanation. You're not just a person I like. You're the calm I've been looking for, the peace I didn't know I needed. There are times I wish I could tell you all this face to face. I imagine it, the way I take a deep breath, look you in the eyes, and finally let the truth out. I tell you how you've become the thought I wake up with, and the one I go to sleep with. I tell you how your voice echoes in my head, even when you're not around. I tell you that when I say take care, it's not just a phrase, it's me silently saying, I need you safe, because I can't stand the thought of something hurting you. You've made me feel something I can't easily describe. It's more than love, more than admiration, it's connection. It's this unspoken understanding that somehow, even if we're apart, our hearts are still tuned to the same frequency. And sometimes that thought alone is enough to make me smile through the hardest days. Do you remember when I told you I was shy about sharing certain feelings? That wasn't because I didn't trust you. It was because I didn't trust myself. I was scared that once I started talking, I wouldn't be able to stop. That all these emotions I've buried would come rushing out and change everything between us. But I think you've always known, haven't you? You've always felt it, even when I didn't say it. You've probably noticed the way I pause before replying to you sometimes. It's not hesitation. It's me trying to calm my heart down, because every time your name appears on my screen, I can literally feel that little rush inside, that soft panic of being too happy. You make the simplest moments feel like something worth holding on to forever. And maybe one day, when I finally gather the courage, I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you how you've become the reason I look forward to my days. How your laughter plays in my mind like my favorite song. How even your silence feels comforting. But until then, I'll keep cherishing this, whatever this is between us. Because even without labels, it feels real. It feels right. And I don't need the world to understand it. I just need you to feel it too. You know, sometimes I think about the future, not in a big dramatic way, but in simple moments, like waking up and making you coffee, sitting together quietly while the world rushes outside, sharing random thoughts, late night talks, laughter that fills the room. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but the thought of it, it's enough to keep me going. So, if I ever seem quiet, please don't think I'm distant. Sometimes I'm just caught between wanting to say everything and being scared of what it might change. But one thing I promise, I'll never stop caring. I'll never stop feeling. You're too deeply woven into my heart for that to ever fade. And maybe someday when you look at me, you'll see it. You'll see everything I've been too shy to say, written all over my eyes. Until that day, I'll keep hoping that somehow you already know. I've been thinking a lot lately about how far we've come without even realizing it. You and I started with simple words, small messages, harmless conversations, and somehow they grew into something much deeper. I never planned it, but now, I can't imagine my days without you in them. Every time I think about the way you've quietly taken a place in my heart, I realize that it's not just about what we say, it's about what we feel when we don't say anything at all. That silence between us speaks louder than any confession ever could. You know, sometimes I sit there staring at my phone, waiting for your name to appear. It's almost like my day doesn't start until it does. It's not an addiction. It's something softer. It's comfort. You've become that one person who makes everything feel calm. Even when life gets messy. Even when the world feels too heavy. One small message from you reminds me that I'm not alone. You have this quiet power over me. Not because I'm weak, but because your presence brings strength. I never knew I needed. There's something I never told you. Maybe because I didn't know how to say it without sounding dramatic. But there was a time, not too long ago, when I almost gave up on the idea of love. I thought maybe it wasn't meant for me anymore. I thought maybe people don't really connect the way they used to. But then you appeared, and you reminded me what real connection feels like. You made me believe, again. Not through big words or promises, but through small moments, the way you listen, the way you care, the way you make me feel seen, without judgment. That's love. Even if we never call it that. Sometimes I imagine what it would be like if you were right here, beside me. I wouldn't say much. I'd probably just sit quietly, watching you, memorizing the little things. The way your fingers move when you talk. The way your eyes light up when you laugh, the way time feels slower when you're near. I wouldn't need to tell you what I feel, because you'd already know. I'd probably just whisper, you have no idea how much peace you bring into my life, and that would be enough. You have no idea how deeply you've touched me just by being yourself. The way you show kindness even when you're tired, the way you forgive easily. The way you carry pain but still smile through it. That strength. It's beautiful. You inspire me more than you'll ever realize. You make me want to be better. Not for the world, but for you. Sometimes I catch myself daydreaming about moments that haven't even happened yet. Like walking beside you in the evening. Both of us quiet but connected. Or you leaning your head on my shoulder. And I can finally rest too. Because that's what you are to me. Rest, peace. My calm in a world that's constantly loud. I know I've been shy, maybe even too quiet about what I feel. But every word I've left unsaid, every pause, every long silence between us, it's not emptiness. It's full of emotion. It's my heart trying to find the right time to say what's been there all along. You're not just someone I care about. You're someone who's become part of me, in ways I can't explain. And if someday you start to doubt what we have, just remember this. I never faked a single word. Every time I told you I care, I meant it. Every time I went quiet, it wasn't because I lost interest. It was because my feelings were louder than my words could handle. You mean something real to me. Something I don't want to lose. So please, don't ever think you're just another person in my life. You're not. You're the person I look for in every crowd. The voice I hear even in silence. The one I'd wait for, no matter how long it takes. And maybe I'll never find the perfect way to tell you everything I feel. But if you listen closely, if you pay attention to the little things I do, you'll see it. Because every time I reach out to you, it's my heart speaking. Every message, every call, every moment of me staying. It's my quiet way of saying, you're the one I never want to let go of.